Welcome to today's Rink Report. The Blue Jackets continuing the preseason as they travel to Nashville to take on the Predators. I'm Bob McElligott, and look who I found walking around the rink today. Jody Shelley is not here, so what's the next best thing you can do is get Jeff Rimer from Fox Sports Ohio. Jeff, thanks for coming on today.
And my pleasure. Just got off my motorcycle and ready to go.
Yeah, I thought you were going to Nashville. You're dressed in black today. I thought it was Johnny Cash Day.
No, I can't go to Nashville today, but we'll be ready in prime for the 13th when it really counts.
All right, let's talk about this game tonight. Blue Jackets have 3 preseason games remaining here, Jeff. So that means for some young players, you're getting down to that last chance to make a good impression.
And indeed, I think the coaching staff is looking for players, or certainly one player to step up. Offense has certainly been lacking in this hockey club's first 5 preseason games. The Jackets have only scored 9 goals. They've given up 18. I think it's time that somebody kind of jumped out of the pack and showed that he belonged.
Well, one guy that is still here is Lucas Sedlak. He had a good year in Cleveland last year for the Lake Erie Monsters, won a Calder Cup, as a matter of fact. And he says that he and his teammates from there, they're still very close, but it's also different here because it's a team thing and an individual thing. And when your buddies get sent out, well, that's a bad thing for them, but it's good for you.
It's big competition, you know. We're really good friend with everybody on the team right now. Like, we had the long playoff run last year, so let's get us together. And now we compete for 2, maybe 1 spot. So it's really tough, but you know, we're just having fun. And if somebody else will make it, I'll be just glad for him.
I'll tell you what, Bob, I think at this point, and certainly over the next game tonight in Nashville and perhaps the game here Thursday at Nationwide Arena, the Jackets are going to have to get something from the young players to show that they belong to be here at the NHL level. Certainly Bjorkstrand and even Josh Anderson, maybe to a lesser extent, have really not shown yet that they've made this hockey club.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I've been a little bit surprised by that because of the great season they had last year in Cleveland, and knowing that if they come in and they have a good push, it's almost a lock. At least that was the thought process coming in here. I don't know what the mindset is right now, but for those players, I agree. I think they need to make sure it's a lock.
And on the flip side, Zach Werenski, everything that's been advertised, this young man has shown tremendous poise for a 19-year-old. He's on the hockey club, and I think as the season goes on, based on what we've seen so far, his role on the team is going to grow.
Oh, yeah. He's in the one game he's played, he's looked like he's belonged in the NHL. And he'll have his ups and downs as the season goes on, but he's showing that he's going to be able to roll with it, and we are excited about that. Let's go to the other side now. Let's talk about some of the older guys, and one of those who is in camp on a tryout is Jarrett Stoll. Now, here's a guy that has a couple of Stanley Cup rings under his belt. He knows what it takes to make a team, and he says that starting with this game tonight, the play that you see on the ice is going to be much more like the regular season.
Your last 3 or 4, you know, for sure, you're getting down to your, you know, the nitty-gritty of your lineup, and you know, putting your main veterans in the lineup and getting them ready to go. And you know, for a young lineup, we got to work hard, outwork them, and work together, work smart, and you know, hopefully we can go in there and tough building to play in, but go in and have a big win.
Well, I'd like to see Stoll make this hockey club. He's a tremendous face-off man, and if you look back to last year, you know better than anybody, and that certainly is, the Jackets lacked in that face-off circle. And if you're going to win hockey games, particularly on the power play or the penalty kill, you've got to have possession of the puck, and Stoll can certainly deliver. Other
guys that are here on a tryout, defenseman Marc-Andre Bergeron is here. Mike Brown, a forward, he has looked good. But again, when you come into a situation where you have an organization that has a lot of young players, and we talked about the fact they still need to push, for sure. But, I mean, it's a battle. Jobs are hard to come by in this league.
And they are, and when you pencil in, and let's be honest here, the Jackets thought there'd be 3 or 4 players from Cleveland on this hockey club this season, and then you look at a Stoll coming in, a Bergeron on the blue line. Is there any room for those players? And I think these next few games are going to show us exactly where they fit in, if they fit in at all.
Right, and it all starts in Nashville tonight. Face-off at 8 o'clock this evening. I'll have the game for you on 1460 AM, ESPN, 1460 on the AM dial. ESPN Radio is where you can find it. You can also find it on the Blue Jackets app tonight. That's one of 2 road games remaining in this preseason. The other is Saturday in Pittsburgh, and as Jeff said, the Blue Jackets are right back here on Thursday night to take on the Boston Bruins.
In closing, I have to apologize for the Jody Shelley egg beater hair, but it's the best I could do coming off the motorcycle.
So now you guys are doing your hair the same way, huh?
I want to look like Jody when I grow up.
You guys do everything the same. It's unbelievable. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it. That's Jeff Rimer. I'm Bob McElligott. That's today's Rink Report on Jackets TV, presented by Ohio Health.